would like to thank The Voice so much for rerunning the whole show from last night for me, just for me, for me. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills commentary from a singer. Did you miss me? Yay! I bet you didn't even notice I was gone. Let me tell you. Alright, the only show I guess I missed was the results show for American Idol. But, like I said, I was wondering what the heck was going on tonight on The Voice, because I was like, why would they be performing tonight? What happened last night? And then I figured it out. They re-edited everything from last night. Was it a 2-hour show last night? If it was, they cut that 2 hours down to 1 for tonight. And the first half, 8 to 9, was the performance show. The second half was 9 to 10, the results show. And I got both of them in here, and that means it's going to be a long commentary. So if you missed me, let me tell you, I'm coming in full force right now, and I'm going to jump in and tell you what happened. Oh my God! So, like I said, the first half we had the top 12 performance show, and we started out with TeamUsher and Vedo doing Rock With You by Michael Jackson. And this was a good selection for Vedo, and gave him a chance to give us something not so serious as his past performances. He was on top of the vocal and doing some movement and really seemed to be on top of the whole thing. Nice work. I didn't think it was wonderful, but it was pretty good. Shakira said he leaves his heart on the stage every time he performs. Blake said his dancing and choreography added to his performance and didn't affect his vocal, and it was awesome. Then TeamBlake had Hawley Tucker doing With a Broken Wing by Martina McBride. And so solid, and some really good riffs going on this one. It fit her voice quite well and sit right in her sweet spot for the power parts of the song, and she really went for the big notes at the end. Blake stood for her. Usher said anybody who ever doubted her talent is a freaking idiot. Shakira said it was elegant and amazing. Adam said he always thought she was great, and she gave one of the better vocal performances of the show. Then TeamShakira had Garrett Gardner doing I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. And this was a nice take on this song. He really can bring his own voice and style to the songs he does. I thought it was just a little bit disjointed in the chorus parts because of the call and response format and him doing both, but he handled it pretty well. Adam said he was a little thrown by it and it didn't capture him the way he wanted to be captured. Blake said he thought it was pretty good. Usher said it probably took people by surprise, but no risk, no reward. Then TeamAdam had Simmons doing The Story by Brandi Carlile. I thought the first few lines started a little low for her, a little low in her voice, but then she took it up into a better place in her voice, and it really kicked it in when she hit the real Janis Joplin type sounds in her vocal. She can do so much with her voice and do it well. It's just really incredible. Blake thanked her for showing us the extremes of her voice, and Shakira said the song suited her voice and style. Then TeamBlake had the Swon brothers doing Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes by George Jones. It was a tribute, and we got a ballad from the brothers with them on piano and guitar, which was a little change, and it was kind of jarring initially, but they represented themselves very well vocally and showed some versatility with this choice. Good tight harmony and a lot of emotion. Usher said it was an incredible tribute and performance. Adam said it was a beautiful rendition and he forgot it was a competition and was just enjoying their performances. If you're enjoying this commentary, please thumb it up for me. Let me know that you're enjoying it. I'm trying to rush it along, you know, keep things moving right here. But please, just pass it on, Facebook it, Twitter, all those good things, and help me out, help me get this around. Okay, thank you very much. And it must have been real hot in the studio, right? Because they kept talking about how hot it was and people taking off their coats and stuff like that. I think in the re-edit they didn't have Carson take off his coat, but you know, I was like, why do they keep talking about how hot it is? What's the matter? Is the AC off in the studio or something? And I was reading on Twitter that they were having problems with it. Okay, so next we had TeamShakira with Sasha Allen doing Alone by Heart. And it seemed like she was very emotional in the beginning of the song because she was kind of cutting off some of her notes and stuff like that, which was very different for me. And I was like, what's going on? And sure enough, when the lights came up, we got a close-up on her, she was really emotional, had like tears in her eyes and stuff like that. And in the bigger part of the song, she really used that emotion very well and really knocked this out of the park for me. Adam said she's amazing. Shakira said it was beautiful, heartfelt, and emotional. TeamUsher had Josiah Hawley doing The Man Who Can't Be Moved by the Script, and he really has a very distinctive voice of his own. For me, he had quite a bit of personality and energy, even when sitting there at the stool with his guitar and crooning to the audience. I mean, he just has a way of just, I don't know, he just has has an energy that's just, and an intensity just comes off of him. And even while he's sitting, you know, some people sit on a stool or something like that, or they're behind the guitar and you're just not feeling anything. It's just all, but he really just, it just flows out from him, in my opinion. Adam said he found the sweet spot in his voice. Blake said it was his very favorite performance and said he'd been in Adam's closet. Because of the way he was dressed, just a t-shirt and jeans. TeamBlake was up next with Danielle Bradbery doing Wasted by Carrie Underwood. And I wrote she has the uncanny ability to just relate the words to something and give such an easy flowing performance. Such a clean, clear, beautiful voice with a lot of range, and it just rang out on this song. Shakira said she never detects even an ounce of nerves in her. Adam said right now Danielle is the one to beat, and she did an incredible job. TeamAdam had Judith Hill doing You've Got a Friend by James Taylor, and she started playing at the piano, which surprised me for some reason. It just surprised me, right? Her voice was naturally sweet and present, so connected to the lyrics and melody with a flair running through every phrase. Really, this kind of reminded me of an Alicia Keys performance for some reason. Blake said it was beautiful, powerful, and we can count on her for greatness every week. Usher said she's in total control of her destiny right now. Next up, TeamUsher had Micheal Chamuel doing Call Your Girlfriend by Robyn, and after last week I was so looking forward to her performance, but this wasn't what I was looking for. I liked that it was something with a lot of pace and energy, and she did a good job with it, but it didn't have a lot of emotional connection for me. Still a good performance, I just wasn't touched by it. Shakira said she had learned how to move and sing at the same time. Adam said he loves her because she comes out and does something interesting and unique every time. Next up, TeamShakira had Kris doing I'll Be There by the Jackson 5, and this should have been a really good song choice for his range, but there's still that rolling vibrato, just what is the goat vibrato going on, and his tendency to not be supported in the top notes. He did look more comfortable on stage than his last performance and was way more into the actual performance. I just felt that there was a lot of problems with the vocal. Adam said that is a tough thing to do, and he had to give him credit. Blake said he always chooses songs that push him to his extreme. Usher said there were some constructive things he could tell him, and that he felt like he was sometimes doing the Mariah version and sometimes in the MJ version, but he left it at that. He didn't give him any more critique than that. TeamAdam had Carrington doing I'm Gonna Love You Through It by Martina McBride. Amber had a lot of range to handle in this one and did a pretty good job of it, and even slid into a really big note on the end. She had good emotional connection to the material, and it probably will pay off, I wrote. Blake said she did country music proud, and Adam has a star on his hands. Usher said she kind of defies the laws of gravity, and she has an amazing voice. Alright, that's it for the performances. Next up we have the second hour, which was the results show, and 2 contestants are going home at the end of the show. All of the top 12 charted on the iTunes charts last night, and those downloads will count towards the vote totals, although Carson did not say that they'll be doubling, tripling, and all that good stuff, so I think they're just counting 1 for 1 right now. First up, Robyn, Thicke, Pharrell Williams, and T.I. performed Good Girl. What was up with Robyn's falsetto in the opening? It was kind of not right? Okay, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but it just didn't seem right to me. And I thought Pharrell's hype man activities were a mistake at first. The song was cool with a nice vibe, and T.I. was alright. And Vedo and Kris got to do a little background on it. CeeLo Green is coming back to mentor for TeamShakira next week, along with the other mentors from the battle rounds. And we also have the voice confessional, Something America Doesn't Know About Me. Results, that's what we're here for, right? The results. First up, the first 2 to be safe were Kris Thomas and the Swon brothers. Congratulations. Blake Shelton performed with his team Play Something Country by Brooks and Dunn, and I was clapping along with this when the Swon brothers kicked it off. Danielle was a little reserved on her solo, but they all sounded good together. This came off to me as very authentic country, and of course Hawley killed her solo. Probably the least expressive face up there was Blake. I was like, he was the only one like just kind of there. Everybody else was doing their thing, right? It was interesting to me that even with all their voices, they still had background singers. I was just like, what's up with that? Why all these people singing and they still got background singers? I don't know. What did you think? Results. Next 2 safe were Sarah Simmons and Josiah Hawley. And Usher almost fell up the steps congratulating Josiah. I was just like, you know, crazy. I see crazy stuff. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Lady Antebellum then performed their new single, Goodbye Town. Is it Goodbye Town? I think it's Goodbye Town. I like their stage setup for whatever reason. It was just the mirrors of the stage and the way they were like in the little triangle. It just was nice to me. It was nice. It was clean. It looked good. And TeamAdam provided a little background on the song. And the song was pretty good. And I like when TeamAdam came out center stage for the solos on the bridge. Oh, and I wrote, did my country folk like this song and why? Tell me down in the comments. Results. Next two safe were Judith Hill and Danielle Bradbery. Yay! Two of the best they put together. Okay, did you notice that? Adam Levine performed with his team. They did Love Song by The Cure. And I wrote, I don't believe they performed this song after Candace killed it on American Idol, but they did. So after saying that, this had a little more of a reggae, soca swing to it, a good vibe. You can still see my version on my It's Our Anton channel. I'll put a link somewhere, you know, so that you can click and look at it. You know, I gotta try to send you guys over there and check it out. All the girls sounded great on this rendition. I enjoyed it. I thought they had good harmonies. Got a lazy, laid back. Next results. Next two safe were Micheal, Chamuel, yay! And Amber Carrington. And that makes all three of TeamAdam safe. Final two safe were Hawley Tucker and Sasha Allen. And going home were Vedo and Garrett Gardner. Can you deal with that? I made a reaction video because I realized that Sasha was one of the last ones on the bottom, and y'all know I was gonna act a fool if Sasha went home because I thought she is just amazing. I think she is amazing, and I would not have been happy, and I wanted to catch it on camera if I was not happy with the result. But it went through. I'm probably going to post the results anyway on my Robert Anton Vlog channel. Alright people, thank you so much for joining me. I am so glad once again that they reran everything so I didn't have to watch it over again. I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky. Y'all know I was in Thailand for a few days. I just came back, had a wonderful time. I have some videos. Many videos. I have like over like 700 probably photos and you know all different kinds of stuff from the trip. It was too fast. It was too quick, but I enjoyed myself immensely. Tell me what you thought of the show. If you watched yesterday, what was changed? You know, what things they cut out to make a 2-hour show a 1-hour show. And yeah, that's about it. I'm out. Peace. Love you.